Handwriting analysis is one of my a hobby I picked up by studying quite a bit of it and reading books, and I always find it fascinating, especially when you know the general personality of the person that wrote the letter, and then there's some kind of context. So this one I think is a great example, a great one to work with, especially for Beatle fans. So one of the things we'll see right away when we look at this is the angle of the writing. We see Paul's left-handedness here, in that the letters are nearly straight up and down. There's a slight lean to the top of the letters, leaning to the right side of the page, which is more typical of a right-hander. But overall, there's no, it isn't the speedy slant that we see in most right-handed writing. Another thing to look for in handwriting analysis is where's the energy? Where's the pen stop? Where does it move quickly? How much? The pen on the paper, just like in artwork, is conveying the tension and the emotion, the anxiety that's in the writer. And here with Paul, we're going to look at the word advertisement. So it looks like he wrote the word ad, and then there's a stop, and he adds the rest of that word, advertisement. So this is kind of throughout this letter, we're seeing Paul be perhaps a bit more formal than, a bit consciously formal, a bit trying to be businesslike, and the word ad is casual versus advertisement. The full word. We're also missing the E in advertisement after the S there. The way he puts the approximate into the other, he's got a parenthetical section here, expenses paid at £18 per week, and then you see him, write approximately, and for 2 months. So it's like he's committed. He's already written the words of expenses paid £18 per week. Then there's a stop. Then, oh well, what if we don't pay this guy exactly 18 all the time? And he puts the word approximate. It's honest. There's an honesty there. There's also sort of a thought process, I think, that you can see in the way that sentence gets laid out and committed to the page. And you'll see the top of this is tighter. The words are closer together. They're a little bit smaller. And then you come to the second paragraph and things start to spread out a little bit. It's a little bit more comfortable. And though he's given himself plenty of room on this paper to write more, there's enough room for a third paragraph with the spacing of the first one, but he gets to the second paragraph, and I think maybe it feels like he realized he doesn't have that much more to say. And while he was tense in the first paragraph, talking about the business deal itself, the second paragraph is the fun part. It's hey, come see us and ask for us, and we're part of the Beatles, and he uses most of the bottom of the letter, to frame out the word the Beatles and his own name. He gives equal space to his name is the exact same length as the Beatles, and the way he's written Beatles is very much like a logo. Look at the way the T comes above the H, and then the H extends itself over into the top of the E. He's proud of these words. The three underlines just make it all the more emphatic, and there's sort of a musical thing there. They're almost like staff lines in music that you'd expect to see notes hanging on them. And that takes me back up to this little line that he's got between the last paragraph, when you will be available, period, and then there's this sort of sideways line, yours sincerely, Paul McCartney. And so that line is unusual. Wouldn't be. It has no particular meaning in letter writing, but he's got it there, and it's almost like it reminds me of the lines between measures in music. That here's the end of one measure, the end of a paragraph, the end of a measure. He puts this line there, and then yours sincerely, and it's almost like the coda on a musical composition.